Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tejano Traveler. Today's lesson we will be going over some of Fannin history. Our first stop would be Fannin Battleground State Historic Site, which is close to Fannin, Texas, in between Goliad and Victoria. Fannin is named after Colonel Fannin, who served in the Texas War of Independence. He fought for the Texans. After the initial success of San Antonio and Gonzales, the Texans were feeling pretty confident. Then they got their butts kicked at the Alamo, and then came Goliad. Here at Fannin, the site of the Battle of Coletto Creek back in March 19th and 20th of 1836. You saw that sign that said the defeat that led to victory. That pretty much sums it up. The important thing to know here is that Colonel Fannin surrendered to the Mexican army. Of course, he thought that they'd be treated as prisoners of war. Which couldn't be further from the truth. Today, the historic site contains a couple of picnic tables, gazebo, and an obelisk with a couple of little trails to walk around. It's a nice little place for a couple celebrations. Of course, it commemorates the Texas heroes for this battle, and what ended up happening is about a couple weeks later, on Easter, March 27, 1836, Santa Anna ordered all the prisoners to be executed. There were about 435 of them, and they were taken out in small groups and killed. They were all executed, including Colonel Fannin. They have a cenotaph here in Goliad to remind them of the sacrifice these heroes made. It's located right next to the Presidio de Bahia. You can go and pay your respects. During the spring, there's plenty of wildflowers. He said they were expecting to be treated as prisoners of war, but Santa Anna said no, they were pretty much pirates. So pirate code took into effect, and they were all executed. Now there is a legend about the Angel of Goliad, a Mexican lady by the name of Francita Alaves, whose husband was a colonel in the Mexican army. Here she is. They have a statue of her. She felt pity on some of the soldiers and was able to sneak some of them out the night before the massacre took place. So there's a statue there in Goliad in her honor. I am trying to climb it because I love taking pictures with statues. But also I'm fat and my knees are horrible. But once I get up there, the pride overtakes me and I feel happy about what's going on. And I mean, mostly women during this part of Texas history are relegated to mercy goddesses, where they end up just helping people, just like the Angel of the Alamo with Jim Bowie, and now the Angel of Goliad with the people, with the soldiers here in Goliad. I wish they had a bit more, or wish we knew a bit more about some of their other contributions, other than just passive figures in history. But it's a nice statue to look at. It's nice remembering some of the history. Francita Alaves pretty much disappears from the historical record. I've always wanted to say that. After the events, she apparently went back to Mexico and was never heard from again. But her memory lives on in this statue. So I want to thank you for coming along to another little history lesson here about the Texas Revolution. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Make sure to like and subscribe.